Once upon a time there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. Snow White lived in a beautiful kingdom. It was called Snow Kingdom. In Snow Kingdom it always snowed. Everybody loved snow in Snow Kingdom, all except the evil queen. One day it snowed really, really hard. The evil queen hated it, so she casted a spell that it would never snow again. Snow White tried to cast a spell with her wand and make it snow again, but the queen stole her wand and locked Snow White in a castle far, far away. The evil queen thought, now there is no one to save the kingdom now. But what the evil queen did not know was that Snow White had 7 snow bunnies named Fluffy, Snowball, Cuddles, Brownie, Rose, Nibbles, and Gracie. All the snow bunnies had their own superpowers. Fluffy had a power that made her have very good eyesight. Cuddles could feel stuff from miles away. Snowball could beat a giant standing miles away in a snowball fight. Brownie could taste 100 more times than a human being. Nibbles could nibble through anything. Gracie was really good at teaching bunnies to get along. Rose could smell tiny smells from 100 miles away. When the bunnies found out about Snow White and the evil queen's evil plan, they decided to save Snow White. The bunnies had to go past the smell test, past the fog forest. They had to go past the snow fort and past the taste test. So the bunnies were on their way to the smell test. There were 3 different smells. They had to guess what they were. The person that worked the machine said if they got them right, then they would get to go on. If one of them got it wrong, they would have to keep on trying until they got it right. Rose was ready to sniff. Go, said Snowball, and the sniff test started. Cupcake, carrot, and brownie, said Rose. Correct, said the master. So then the bunnies were on their way to the fog forest. The bunnies came to the fog forest. Rose said, I can't see anything. There's too much fog. That's why it's called the fog forest, said Brownie. Fluffy said, since I have really good eyesight, I could lead the way. No, I should, said Cuddles. Why should you, said Fluffy in a snappy voice. Because I am really good at feeling, so I could feel to make sure we don't bump into any trees. Well, said Fluffy, I still think I should lead. Stop fighting, you guys. You should work together, said Gracie. Why didn't I think of that, said Fluffy. Well, come on, let's work together, said Cuddles. They soon were out of the fog forest, so they were on their way to the snow fort. They were finally at the snow fort. A giant was standing in front of the snow fort. He said, if you want to get past the snow fort, you have to beat me in a snowball fight. Who will fight me in a snowball fight? Said the giant. I will, said Snowball. The giant did not know that Snowball was really good at beating giants in snowball fights, but the bunnies did. The bunnies were cheering on their friend, and finally Snowball won. Since Snowball won, the bunnies got to go on. They were on their way to the taste test. There were 3 smells. The rules were the same as the smell test. Go, said Rose, and then taste test started. Carrot, cake, brownies, and apple, said Brownie. Correct, said the master. So the bunnies were on their way to the hardest last challenge of their journey, to the castle to save Snow White. The bunnies came to the castle where Snow White was trapped, but there was no door. The evil queen saw the bunnies and said, there's no way to get in. You will never save Snow White. The bunnies got into a huddle. They decided Nibbles could nibble through the castle and set Snow White free. So Nibbles nibbled and nibbled and nibbled until the castle was broken down. Then the bunnies stole back Snow White's wand and gave it to Snow White, and Snow White made it snow again. The townspeople cheered, and the evil queen lost her powers forever, and they lived happily ever after. The end.